So NBA 2K21 My Team is the very first My Team on next gen. A lot of people do consider it to be the greatest My Team of all time. For me, it's number 3 behind probably 19 or 22, and then 2K21's number 3. But it was still an incredible game where seasons were introduced from the first time. It was the first time we got the Dark Matter tier, which is probably the last time they're going to introduce a new tier in My Team. And we had incredible things like the Gauntlet Spotlight Sims, great Spotlight Sims throughout the year. Level 40s were actually worth something, and a lot of other great things. One of the best times to be a My Team just in the community in general, and a crazy 250k final between Ty and Splash. But in this video, we're going to be using NBA 2K21, using the most iconic cards throughout that game, and we're going to be using them in NBA 2K23 My Team. First of all, one of the most iconic cards in that game was Terry Dishinger. We can't use Terry Dishinger, unfortunately, because, well, we just don't have Terry Dishinger. I was not playing salary cap last season, so we don't have Terry. But we're going to be using some of the most iconic cards in that game in this squad right here. And our starting point guard is one of the best early game cards we've ever had, Steph Curry. Steph Curry was the level 40 reward for season 1 and was most people's point guard if they had him until Christmas. Stephen Curry's ability to shoot the ball was absolutely unbelievable. Just the way he played defense with the speed burst meta and the fades on next gen, he was just unguardable. And in this game, we have got Stephen Curry right here, his diamond. One of the best cards in the game pre-patch. Not a great card nowadays, but I don't think he's terrible. Still, would not call him a great card though. Either way, we got Steph Curry. So one of the best level 40 rewards that year was Kawhi Leonard. The guy, in fact, like Splash missed a shot with him in the corner wide open to win 250, which is kind of wild, but still. Kawhi Leonard was one of the best defensive players in the game. And probably the best release in the game that year. The only problem was he had a badge called Steady Shooter. You guys don't know what Steady Shooter is. On next gen, it was Blinders, which was the best badge in the game on next gen. But Steady Shooter was basically a badge that made you miss wide open shots more often. I'm not joking. You missed more wide open shots with Steady Shooter. It was literally a badge that made you shoot inconsistently. And Kawhi Leonard had that badge. Either way, though, Kawhi was just unbelievable. Later on in the year, his Invincible card was my favorite small forward in the entire game, my favorite shooting guard in the game, because Ray Allen base was the best release in the game that year, and he had Ray Allen base very early, but his level 40 card was just unbelievable. And this year's game, Kawhi Leonard, again, is just unbelievable. To be fair, like Kawhi Leonard, if I make this in 2K20, Kawhi Leonard's in it. Pre-2K20, like Kawhi sucked in 2K19, but like, and before 2K19 he sucked as well. But for like 2020, 2K22, 21, 20, Kawhi Leonard's going to be in all of these squads. Kawhi, unbelievable card. Like, the guy shoots the ball really well, plays defense, and Kawhi is like almost back to his best. That Kawhi Leonard release this year, which was bad last year, is unbelievably good. Again, in my opinion, Kawhi Leonard, a great addition to the squad. So 2K21 had a lot of great LeBron James cards. We had obviously like Invincible LeBron, who was good. We had the LeBron, possessed LeBron at the start of the year. We had a LeBron Diamond, I think, at the start of the year as well. This was the year where there was like 17 LeBrons. But the thing with LeBron was that later on in the year, they gave LeBron James Dante Exum base, which was the best base in the game. And in 2K23, before 2K23, base was the only thing that determined speed of a jump shot. So we had Dante Exum base, which was the best base in the game, and they gave it to LeBron James, and he did not miss. Once he got that release change, he didn't miss. It's not like his release was bad, but it became the best in the game. And LeBron James, that Invincible, the Space Jam Bron, the GOAT Bron, they were all, no matter which version of LeBron you had a version of LeBron. Heck, even the freaking Pantheon LeBron. Basically, everyone just had a version of LeBron James, and they went somewhere in your squad, and he was your best. Like, he was your shooting guard. He was your starter. Didn't matter. At the end of the year, everyone just had a version of LeBron. He started no matter what, and he has to go in this team. LeBron's a card that I don't really like this year. He's a fraud. He's an absolute fraud. He's a decent defense. He's just the worst Kawhi Leonard. He's an absolute fraud, but still, he's not terrible, especially in a squad like this. Because at power forward, we've got one of the most iconic players in NBA 2K21, maybe most iconic, not named Terry Dishinger, and it's Danny Ferry. Danny Ferry in 2K21 had base 98, which on current gen was the best release in the game, still a damn good release on next gen. He had the best behind the back in the game. He could curry slide. He was 6'10". He played small forward. He moved faster than everybody else. He's like the best defender in the game. They gave him the Kawhi defensive stance, which hardly anyone had, which back in the day, your player every now and again would just start slapping the floor on defense and they just get every steal. He was the best player in the game by so much when he came out. Like, I used that freaking Opal Danny Ferry in my endgame God squad. The guy came in April and was free. Yes, he was RNG. I got mine super quickly. I spent 900 games with Terry. I got Ferry in like 30. But like, he was on the TT offline grinds, the Vault rewards, and this year's Ferry is so disappointing. He's so garbage. He's so garbage. Like, I get it, his stats actually don't look that bad. He has one of the worst releases in the game. They literally went from him having one of the best releases in the game to one of the worst releases in the game that year, like 2K21 to this year. Like, I cannot believe they say this is 2K21 Danny Ferry and then they screwed up his release that bad. Such a disappointing card. Such a bad card for this squad. But the probable best player, this guy actually probably more iconic than Ferry. He was Pink Diamond Bol Bol. The guy was just broken. He was the fastest player in the game because, especially on next gen. On current gen, you had the speed glitch, which made him like the fastest. But height mattered more than anything. Like, there was this weird thing where taller players moved faster with the ball than without the ball. So if you gave him if Bol Bol was running in a straight line, he was really slow. But if you gave him the ball, he'd be the fastest player in the game. So basically, everyone just ran, like, you ran 7'6" guys as your primary ball handlers, and you're like 6'10" guys were your defenders. It was the weirdest thing ever. But Bol Bol was just iconic. He was iconic for that year. And then this year we've got 2K22 Bol Bol. 2K20 Bol Bol wasn't very good in 2K22. Dime was alright, but this card stinks. Look, this card absolutely stinks in this game, and him and Ferry as the 4-5 is not a great combo, if we're being honest. The best point guard from about April onwards, they gave out a Warped Reality set. Heck, you could even argue from January with his Pink Diamond. But from the Warped Reality set onwards till the end of the year, the best point guard in NBA 2K22, or 21, sorry, was Ben Simmons. He had a Warped Reality card that came out at the end of April where that set just, it was the same day as Bol Bol, but these guys were the best. They were just the best. Heck, I remember using a small forward center version of that Ben Simmons card as my primary ball handler for a while. He was ridiculously good, and Ben Simmons was just incredible. Like, driving dunk, he had everything. He could shoot really well. This year's Ben Simmons, you know what? He doesn't have anything, but he's big. He's a big point guard, I guess. Can't shoot at all. You know what? For 500 salary, everyone talking about, oh, like, this player or that player is going to be elite in salary cap. Hell no. Like, Ben Simmons at 500 salary might be the best point guard in the freaking mode, but he can't shoot at all, and that is a big problem. Another really good point guard we had in NBA 2K21 was the first time we saw Cade Cunningham. So the next packs were so iconic for years. Next packs have been iconic every year. We had LaMelo, then we had Cade, then we had Chet, and then we had Victor. The next packs have been some of the most hyped days in all of my team, and it was no different in NBA 2K21 when Cade Cunningham, with base 98, was one of the best point guards, if not the best point guard in the entire game. Jalen Green was exceptional as well. I'm trying to think who else was there. Mobley was pretty damn good. Heck, Corey Kispert. Oh, like, I bought a headband. I bought a headband for Corey Kispert. That's how much I like that card. But no, Cade Cunningham he was that dude. He really, really was that dude in NBA 2K21. And I've got Cade Cunningham right here, a 6'7" point guard. Not an unbelievable card, not a bad card either. Great for this type of squad. Then we've got Cam Reddish. Is he iconic because Ty Debo used his card late in the year to beat me by himself? No. That's not why Cam Reddish is iconic. That is why Cam Reddish is iconic for some people. But why Cam Reddish is iconic was the Pink Diamond Cam Reddish. If you guys don't know, the Pink Diamond Cam Reddish there was basically a thing where you would get all these like really, really cheap cards that would take like hours and hours to evo up. And then you evo them all up and you locked in for Cam Reddish. But what people ended up doing was that you could buy the cheap cards, evo them up, and then you could buy more of the cheap cards and then swap them out in the locked in collection and then auction off the high tier cards and basically make your MT back. So what people were then doing was, it cost like 300k to buy all the cards. They would buy all the cards for like 300k at their top evo, and then they would buy them for 300, sell them for 300, and suddenly you had the best shooting guard in the entire game for like 6 weeks for free. And that's what Cam Reddish did. And this year's game, I really like Cam Reddish. I think he's one of the better. I think he's literally just like budget Kawhi. I think he's one of the most slept on cards in the game. I genuinely love this card. I would gladly use it. If I had to use it in my God squad, I would say fine. In all squads like this, I think he competes with everybody, and a really good card. In May of 2K21, they released the Triple Threat Spotlight Sims, which got us 30, as far as I'm aware. Like, maybe it wasn't 30. Whatever it was, I think it was like 8, 8, and 8, so it might have been 24. Either way, we got a lot of really good Opal cards. Then we got 3 Dark Matters in Jimmy Butler, James Worthy, and I think Dame. And then after that, the final reward was one of the best cards in the game. It was an Invincible Bill Russell. Bill Russell was just exceptional. The reason why Bill Russell was so good was that he had the Ray Allen base. He had the best jump shot in the game. He was a lefty. He had 99 every single stat. He could curry slide. He was one of the best defenders in the game, and a guy who was a lot of people's power forward from May until the very end of the year. And he was a free card, not that hard to get. Those triple threat spotlight sims were not incredibly hard to do. I completed them all fairly comfortably. It wasn't that hard. And yeah, it was just an exceptionally good card here in Bill Russell. And this year's Bill Russell, I don't hate him at center, but if he could shoot a mid-range, like if he had like an 80 mid-range, I wouldn't be that upset by him, but just non-shooting centers at any stage in the game just make it so much harder to play offense. Great defender though. And then this guy again is always iconic. He is always iconic. It is the level 40 from season 5, David Robinson. This guy was the first time we looked at a level 40, and I remember like it was the first like attainable level 40. So previous to him, every level 40 was at least 100 hours to grind. David Robinson was about 30 at the end of the season. So you could get David Robinson, especially during the pandemic. 30 hours wasn't a crazy amount of time to grind for people. Like, people had time. Most people were working from home. We were still mid-pandemic. And David Robinson was just the center that we looked at. He did everything. We looked at him like, okay, yeah, David Robinson can be my center for the rest of the year, and I'm cool with that. And again, David Robinson's not going to be in the 2K20 squad. Don't worry. He probably will be in the 2K19 squad if these videos keep doing well. But David Robinson, 7-1 this year, an elite shooter. Just an elite player, the best center by far in this game. And the fact I can use him in this squad is a huge positive. I think, guys, Luka Doncic. Let's not forget Dante when they gave Luka Doncic Dante Exum base right before 250k. And everyone suddenly got pink eyes Luka Doncic in the team. It was the hero Luka Doncic. Equally as iconic on next gen was the Dante Exum based Luka Doncic for level 40 in season 8. He was the best current gen point guard and next gen point guard when he came out in February. And then in season 8, he was the level 40 and he was the best point guard in the game for next gen just because of how he could create, you could put blinders on him and he would cook with that Exum base. Luka Doncic was so good in that game. It's a pity that Luka Doncic is so bad in this game. Even if I got the diamond, he sucks. I'm going to use a scrub Luka Doncic anyway, so I might as well just use the one that I already have. Luka Doncic, not one of my favorite cards in this game. A trash can, in my opinion, in this game. And I don't think until they change Luka's release, the next Luka is going to suck as well. When we're talking about iconic cards, budget cards obviously matter, and we're talking about the budget point god. There was an out of position Nick Batum card that came out relatively early. I think this might have been like April, May, in like the second out of position set. And this was the first like budget point guard that could compete with Ben Simmons. He came with blinders, aka steady shooter. So if you were on current gen, you got steady shooter. You're probably not using them. If you were on next gen, at that stage, Batum had a release called base 40, which is like the best release, not the best release, one of the better releases in the game. He could handle the ball. He could curry slide. He had like 99 all defensive stats, and he was 6'9". He's 6'8" now. He was 6'9" back in that game with a longer wingspan. Nick Batum was God. His point guard card, he was so iconic in 2K22 and 2K21. 2K20, he wasn't great in 2K22. He was iconic in 2K21, 2K20. But this card right here, the Nick Batum 86 overall card, is a trash can. He'll green every shot wide open because of his release, but he's terrible. Batum has been awful the last 2 years since the quote-unquote pro play release have come in. And last up, we got the best card in all of NBA 2K21, the Gauntlet Spotlight Sim Reward. Who would have guessed? The best card in an entire game. Heck, you could even argue that throughout the entirety of 2K21, the best outside of Bol Bol, who was like 100k, the best cards in the game were all free. And this card was too. Tacko Fall. The Gauntlet Spotlight Sim Reward. So almost all these iconic cards were free, or could be attained for free through a glitch like Cam Reddish. And Tacko Fall, 99 everything, unbelievable release, was the best player in the game, the fastest player in the game. He was everyone's point guard. And in this game, he's garbage. I love how the game made him 2K20, Tacko Fall. Tacko Fall was not that good in 2K20. But 25 speed. Oh, it kind of matters this year. I would not say Tacko Fall is the greatest player in the world this year. But anyway, this is the team that we have got. Obviously, would have looked a hell of a lot better in 2K21, as you're going to see behind me right now what it looked like then. His team, so much better than the team that we have in 2K24. Anyway, now let's get on to the game. Okay, so we're playing a decent squad, a great squad. Oh, with my team, I got freaking Bol Bol playing center. I don't know if I can win this game. I got Bol Bol playing center, and the guy's played like 100 games this season, there or thereabouts. He's got a MyTEAM logo, and we've got Bol Bol playing center. All right, let's start it off with a nice pin down for Steph. Into a wide open three. Nice catch. There we go. Hey, this is not 2K21 Bol Bol, and he just rack cut me. Holy crap. You're played 100 games and you're still rack cutting from possession 1 against a team like mine. Take to the basket. Nice take, Steph Curry. Give me that midi. There we go, LeBron. Like, I'm playing really well to start the game. It's open. Ferry, that's the worst release in the game. Thank God Ferry got fouled. Like, Ferry literally in 2K21 had, like, the best release in the game. They made him God. But, like, this Danny Ferry? Nah, this is not Danny Ferry. This is... I don't even know who this guy is. To be fair, this is probably closer to real life. You know, Danny Ferry wasn't a lights-out shooter. Like, this is nobody. This is just a random skin. This isn't 2K Danny Ferry or real life Danny Ferry. He's never going to miss wide open. Like, terrible release, but he's still never going to miss open. I'm going to get drop stepped here. Or just that. I wasn't even a drop step. He just shoved me out of the way. He's open. Are we going to take the lead? Let's go. We took the lead. I'll take it. Grab the ball. Oh my God. No one's anywhere near you. You just batted the ball right back to him. And we gave it 3 points. Like that, this game sucks. This game's so bad. He threw the ball straight to Steph Curry. And he just said, nah, you know what? I'm not going to be Stephen Curry. I'm going to be an 8-year-old who doesn't have fully developed motor skills yet and doesn't know how to catch a ball. Don't get LeBron. What the feck is that? Got him. Give me that. I blew it. That's big. Okay. I didn't know you could do that to him. Hit him with a pull-up. Let's go. Any opportunity to do a pull-up, I'm doing a pull-up. I don't care if I concede the next possession. Terrible shot. Good shot, I guess. Get him. That's a good shot, David Robinson. Let's go. Nice job in the pick and pop. We need a couple of just better defensive possessions here. Like, offensively, we've been okay to start this quarter. I say that we scored 4 points, but we just need to get a stop, which we can't get. There's no shot that I've taken that I felt like I could have made that I didn't. I've made every single shot that I've been open. My opponent just has as well. He just went through my body. Nothing I can do there. And he greens again. It's fine. Like, he dribbled through David Robinson's body that possession. I played the perfect defense. Like, I risked it to throw D-Rob out of the play, which is fine. Like, it happens. Sometimes you're going to throw someone out of play and it's going to work. Sometimes it isn't. The annoying thing there is, though, is that it worked. Exactly what I wanted to happen happened. The balls went through D-Rob's body. Kawhi in the corner for 3. Come on. Like, if I lose this game, I lose this game. But I can't, like, the one thing I can say is I'm happy in myself that I can't play that much better. And we fumbled the ball there with Tacko. I think Bol Bol's got to go in. As he greens another shot, like, wide open Kawhi. Hit one back at him. Come on. Green, come on. Big shot there by Kawhi. Look, we're back to 9. This man is either the best player I've played or he's zenning. Good shot. Come on, D-Rob. It's open. That's not a contest. Good shot. Come on. Cade, there's no way he greens that one. Come on. We're right back in this game. Like, it's going to be a fluke, but we can do it. So late. That's so clean. Oh, referee. We literally swatted him into the stand and you gave him the ball. You gave him free throws. Is he really going to wrap me on the last possession? Wrap cut me in the last possession. I've got 3 minutes to wait here. I was going to play out this game, to be fair. You rack cutted me on the last possession, up 16 points. You're waiting 5 minutes. So anyway, that is the video. It is the 2K21 squad in 2K24. Incredible, incredible players back in their day. Obviously, most of them not great right now. And unfortunately, in that game, we lost to... You know what? There's times where you're like, you know what? You lose a better player and I'm good with it. And I'm fine with that regard. I lost to a guy who outplayed me. Why did he have to rack cut me at the end of the game and waste both of our times just out of principle?